Welcome, welcome. Happy holidays and welcome to the Driving Black Business virtual event powered by Nissan. I'll be your host today. My name is Mina SayWhat. I'm on 100.3 Philly's RnB. And I'm really excited to be doing this, especially during the holidays. We are supporting Black businesses and we want to talk about the power of the Black dollar, especially people are spending a lot of money right now. We're gearing up for the new year. Now, today I'm going to be talking to a dynamic dance fitness studio owner and also a fierce barbershop owner, all Black owned. Of course, this is sponsored by Nissan. So let's jump right into it. Here is Megan.
Hi.
Megan Weiser is the owner of Dance Fit X right in Philly. Hey, Megan, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
So did you just get done like conducting a class?
Legit, I taught a 5:30 up in here. Yes, we just put on a non-sweaty shirt and said bye to the people. No, it's a good thing. It's always my reset button, so I wouldn't want to be without it, even with something as amazing as this tonight.
Yeah, so with your own business and even running your own business, and doing things like this, I'm sure you have to juggle a lot. How is it doing like the business end of everything and then also doing things like this and then also, running the day-to-day of the dance fitness studio?
Yeah, so Dance Fitness has been released for me for years. I've been teaching since 2010 and was a fan before
Wow.
that, and so yeah, Zumba's been along for a while. The
Oh, you're
folks,
Zumbaing there. I love it.
yes, Olay. Yeah. So, anyways, we are able to definitely keep it moving and grooving with a lot of different like systems of business. A lot of folks when they're starting off do a lot themselves on the business end. Balancing their books or setting up email communications. Being able to run the day to day because some of those things are on systems is huge. So that's a big part of the balance is like knowing that we have a marketing email platform where I can put in a message, but then it goes to all the people and does the right things, right? But I wouldn't not want to be a part of the day-to-day operations because like I said, this is my reset button. So being able to teach a class or a few classes a day puts me back in my right energy space and also with the people. So I enjoy that end of things. There's the last thing to try to get a balance about, and that is a little bit more of these kinds of platforms. I love the work. It's just a little bit different to sort of be out in front sometimes. So this is necessary though, right? Because we have to spread the word about the great things we have here, and I'm really excited to be invited today.
Yeah, so Dance Fit X, that's pretty catchy. How'd you come up with that name?
So DanceFit is actually a company that belonged to someone else before it belonged to me. So I was able to actually pick up the ball and keep running with it. DanceFit is DanceFit Exertainment. That's our government, right? If you want our full name, we are DanceFit Exertainment. So instead of entertainment, we use that exercise, right? And our motto is disguise your exercise. So DanceFit Exertainment, DanceFit Chestnut Hill, because that's our location. You can find us easy peasy. We love to work with people's love of dance, but also a desire to get fit, as the emphasis isn't lose weight or a lot of times there's this energy of hatred towards our bodies as opposed to the love for what they can do and growing your body's comfortability, flexibility, your confidence in yourself. So we really focus on enjoying yourself, having fun, and being in a community together. And we know the fitness will come along.
Yeah, I also want to point out we're live on all of our platforms and our website rnbphilly.com, and there is the ability to like leave little notes and messages. Big shout out to Sean Sams who just said awesome. So he's watching, and we have people watching us live. Of course, this is all powered by Nissan, and we're highlighting Black business. So let's get into that. Tell me about how you built your business. You've been doing this since 2010, you said. So it's been quite a while. And what are like some of the struggles that you've encountered?
So again, I came into this a little bit differently because I actually bought a business that was in flow. So I was able to kind of look at it and make a decision to become a part of it. I was an employee here for a few years before I bought it. So I like work my way up. Sweeping floors. Now I'm still sweeping floors. But the business has definitely come through. I know the founder really well. I know her origin story, and I know that this came from a desire to take her love of dance and bring it into a space that she saw there was a space missing, right? I inherited a Black-owned business from another Black woman, right? And it was also important to her that her legacy passed down to somebody that was part of our community, and to see that keep going, and would want to reinvest in our footprint of Chestnut Hill, but also in the Black and Brown community that's here in Philly. So I would say the challenges, obviously COVID, right? So while I was not at the helm during that time, I definitely was aware of all the shifts and changes that were being made to stay relevant. So for example, something we still have that came up then was live streaming our classes on Zoom. We didn't used to do that, right? We only had in-studio classes, kept it moving. That was what we were saying. But of course, with COVID, we needed to broadcast over Zoom and have classes in that way. And now we have both. So if someone is far away, perhaps they're traveling for work, perhaps they're visiting family, or they actually just moved but still want to be a part of our community, they can still join us over on Zoom and be able to work out with us every day. So I think another challenge is also just a lack of knowledge that we're here. I think people think of gyms as places that have like free weights and elliptical machines, right? As opposed to that for an adult, there could be a place that is a dance studio that is, we got our ballet bar on the wall, like, that has that energy of, I'm here to dance and I'm here to focus on dance, but also can be so much more. So we love being a part of people's fitness journey. I think we're lucky to have who we have. I call it our community. I call it my clubhouse. It's like, I've always wanted a clubhouse as a kid. And like, now I get to come here and be with my friends, dancing every day, chatting about our lives, catching up about this and that, and just really being a part of each other's journey.
So can you talk about some of the classes? Because I've heard ballet, I've heard Zumba. It sounds like you're very, diverse with that.
Yeah, so we try to maintain something that's connected to toning every day and something that's connected to cardio. So you have at least two choices, and we do have programming every day of the week. So we offer Zumba. We offer a class called Hip Fit, which if you've done Zumba, so Zumba is going to be Latin music and world music, and you'll be dancing to different routines each song. You might have like 10 to 12 songs per hour. Sometimes people think, whoa, that sounds like a lot, but you'd be surprised how quickly that goes. Mina, not you. You listen to music all the time, And then our Hip Fit class is very similar to Zumba. So if you've ever done that, you would be like right in step. It's just going to be more top 40 music that is in English. Then we have classes like kickboxing, boot camp, some of our more specialty formats, Tone Zone. That's our class that focuses on weights. We also have special events night. This is leftover from Beyonce night, as you can tell from our hats and all of our silver. We have those workshops usually about once a month, and we also do artist nights. So we've had Missy Elliott night, Janet Jackson night. You see Beyonce night represented here, and we love a costume. We are here for dressing up. I tell you what, does not need to be October for us to be in an outfit. So we also like to wear red and black the first weekend of the month, or our dance fit attire. So here you see some folks participating in that first Sunday energy. Take something from the community, whip it out in a different way. So first Sunday, here we are decked out in our red and black. And then I think our last class that's probably a different format is our ballet bar. So in that ballet class, we are working on our balance and working on some core moves that are for ballet, but we are not quite doing ballet. So it's a mix of using the bar to really work on your toning, but experience the movement of ballet. This is me right here in this exact space with our mannequin. We call her Miss Dance Fit. She shows off our attire. And in that scene before was us in the holiday parade. So we built a float as a community. People came in and worked on it, different members and things like that, contributing their piece. And then we were able to walk that through in the parade a few weeks ago. So that was a really awesome experience. The Fanatic was right behind us. It was funny because as we were walking down the street, the children's eyes were enormous. And I was like, this is okay. And then the Philly Fanatic was behind us. I was like, oh, that's why the children are full of joy. That makes perfect sense. But we had a great time dancing together and just like spreading some joy through Chestnut Hill. And yeah, it's great to be able to do both those things, right? Come in here, get sweaty, we're in boot camp, or doing our thing, like get that punch up, turn that hip, and then, paint a float together and, bring it down the road and pass out candy canes to kids. So it's great. I'm overjoyed to have this be a part of my life, right? Like I said, I worked here for a few years, and it was kind of like, teach my class, do my thing. But, there was an opportunity to buy the business. And when the owner shared that with us, I thought to myself, literally, well, I hope the new owner doesn't change much. Kept it moving. And then a few months later, something dawned on me, and I'm like, am I sleeping on my dream? Like, is this literally my dream showing up in a way I didn't expect? And so I'm missing it. And that just got the wheels turning, and then we made it happen. So it's great to be in such good communion with a previous owner, because we were able to stay connected and learn. And, she could be a mentor to me. And now she's, handed the business off into my hands, and I've been the new owner for the last 6 months.
So that's what I really want to highlight about this, right? Because our purpose here today is to talk about driving Black business. How do we drive Black business? How do we drive, minority owned Black and brown business? And you're talking about a really important piece and part of that, right? Helping each other, collaborating with one another, helping and saying, hey, I'm selling my business. This is how you can get funding. What, can you apply for a loan?
Yep.
This is the loan that I have, the mortgage, any of those tidbits where we can share and kind of help each other pass on the business and keep it in the hands of Black and brown people. And I think that's really awesome that that's part of your story, and it's really something to highlight. Before we go, you do party rentals as well, right? You do parties.
We have birthday parties. We can do fundraisers. Something to figure out. Oh, we've had some great birthday parties. And we also do private events. Like, for example, we've had maybe a bridal party that said, hey, all of us want to get fit. The wedding's in 8 months. What can you work for us? And so we'll put things together for you to be able to kind of do something that either has you join classes that are already in session or provide a space for you. One of the things that I really enjoy is helping couples prepare for their first dance.
Sometimes that's so cool.
People are really nervous about that. And it's sweet because usually it's just a ton of love and a lot of good vibes. And they really do move from A to B, right? So they come in nervous or what have you. We do a few things. Easy peasy, right? We get them set, and then they leave really confident. Make a video for them. They can watch it again and refer to it and get ready for their big day. And that's one of the things that I find really, really sweet and touching. So that's another one of our specialized private things that we do. That's pretty cool.
Well, I love that you've branched off from just providing classes to these other, business areas. And congratulations, man. And if you want to reach Dance Fit X, all the information is right there. Down at the ticker.
Love to see you on the gram. We're mad active on the gram. We love to show reels of class on the daily. If you're ever wondering what does it look like, you can always check our story. We post a video of class every day, so you could just see a little taste of what it looked like and how we were getting down. So you can always check us out there.
All right, Megan, we're going to bring you back in a little bit. So we're going to pause you for a bit. And our next business is an incredible business that's been featured on TV. He's done a lot of work with the youth in the community. Father Barber is joining us. Fahim Alexander, owner and operator of Fahim's Hands of Precision. Fahim, before we get to you, I want to remind people that this is powered by Nissan, the Driving Black Business virtual event. Nissan has all these savings right now. The Thrill of the Drive sales event starring the Nissan Rogue. They have an entire Nissan lineup. You can shop your local Nissan or go to nissanusa.com. Now, Fahim, how long have you been a barber? Tell me about your origin story.
I've been a barber since I was about 14 years old. I've been cutting hair for 33 years. Started at my grandmother's house, in the kitchen, basement, back porch. Anywhere that I can, cut a head. I grew up on the 2300 block of Tasker Street, which is a great block, amazing block. I got the education of a lifetime, growing up on the 2300 block of Tasker Street. It was a gentleman named Steve that lived down the street from me. His grandmother, Miss Alice, Miss Peyton, she did hair, all the church members in the basement. Steve was a grandson, and Steve was the barber on the block. And Steve was ahead of his time. He was doing designs in people's heads, and cutting real hair, real good hair, like the age of 16. So, I used to just always just go watch him cut hair, as a young man. And prior to that, I had my great mentor. His name is Jazz. Same thing. These guys were ahead of their game. I mean, in the 80s, he was cutting hair in his mother's basement on the 2400 block South 24th Street. So he was just always my mentor. So these guys had Black businesses before that was even spoke about, in their basements. They was cutting a whole entire neighborhood, in South Philadelphia.
So how do you go from that to actually starting like your own business and setting up, your own shop? And what was the process to putting that together?
I mean, the process starts from, young man, growing up, adolescent, learning the way how the barbershop works. My mom, knew my friend Jazz, and I was maybe about 8, 9. I used to sweep his barbershop. So, me touching his clippers, cleaning his station, just the power.
You were an apprentice, basically.
I was an apprentice before the apprentice was even an apprentice.
Right.
I was not even knowing I was an apprentice. So just touching those clippers, the power just did something to me. And it's like, I can do something with this. I can create. I was an artist. I drew clay figures. My mom paid art classes, but just something about hair that I liked. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to learn how to cut hair and create. And sure, you mess people up. And, I had my share of doing that, bald spot, bald patches, you name it.
Not a bald spot.
Oh, yeah, I did it. Push the hairline back, just learning how to cut hair. It's just amazing, just the process to learn how to cut hair, to make someone feel good, about themselves with a haircut.
It's interesting you say that because the name of your business is Hands of Precision.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like literally precise, like you can't move, like it has to be perfect.
But you want to hear something though? So my claim to fame is cutting, one of the greatest MCs of all time, Philadelphia, Black Thought, Tariq Trotter of the Roots. That brother blessed me, with an opportunity of a lifetime, to service him, meeting Air Smooth, Sean White. They were really good friends. And I met him. Well, first, it's just like God-given, maybe a year prior. I think what album was out? I think Illadel Half-Life. I believe that was the album that they were showcasing, down the HMV store, like 1996. I spoke it into existence. He was performing Questlove, they was doing their thing, their whole in-store, and I just spoke it into existence. I said, I wish I knew him. But we had mutual friends in South Philadelphia, in our area. I just didn't know him, and I just spoke into existence. I said, I wish I knew him. I want to cut his hair. And a year later, out and about, Sean White, Black Thought, South Street. This is when South Street was popping, back in the early 90s, mid 90s. So I just came from where did I come from? Tower Records. I bought, this is 96. So I bought,
you're buying records, right?
I was buying, CDs. I bought the Roots. I bought Jay-Z's new album. That was my thing. I love music. So, I seen him, Master P. I bought his album. I was just buying everybody's album. This is when the albums were just everything, CDs, everything. So happened to get out, meet him. I'm like, I was ecstatic. Like a year later, I got to meet him. And I'm like, can you sign my CD? Sign my CD and a business card, a powerful business card. So I gave him my business card. That business card lasted for 22 years. I've been out the country with the Roots. First time, been in New York City, to cut hair. From South Philadelphia to go to New York City was just like amazing. So
right.
I did that. I worked at the Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon show for 10 years. Their first 10 years. That was amazing. Working there, working with the Roots. The Roots are just amazing. So, I've been blessed to work with them.
I mean, Sean Sams brings up a good point. Barbers provide an important service that goes beyond the haircut. You guys are like therapists. You help people with their confidence. I mean, I can't even imagine all the secrets that you hold.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot. So definitely mental health plays a lot.
Yeah.
I did a lot of activations that mental health with haircuts. Just talking to guys, even like, with therapists. Barbers are therapists. People come to our chairs. They come to us. We give them advice. We give them new hope. We give them love. It's just great.
Were you nervous? Like, what did you feel when you first cut Black Thought's hair?
I
Scared?
I just wasn't scared. I just was ready to create. He was an artist. He was creating some bad music, some great music. So, I just hand in hand. I mean,
because it's terrible to mess someone's haircut up, but like this is Black Thought, like a Philly legend. You're sitting there, you're like cleaning.
Just like you said, precise. You said precise. So when you get a chance, go listen to the Phrenology record, Sacrifice. I have a line on there. I'm precise with it, like with Fahim with haircuts. I have a line.
Immortalized in the music.
Immortalized in the music. I'm in hieroglyphics. I'm in the what do you call it? I can't even think of it, but I'm in there. I'm in there somewhere. I have credits. Here we go. I have credits in the music.
Because it seems like you're connected, right? And you're connected with look at Ice Cube. I mean, you're
yeah. So I worked activation when they were marketing the Barbershop 3 movie.
And so that was cool. They had the bus. And they would go. They had a haircut bus.
It was a tour. It was a tour. I was on the bus.
Right.
And, I'm an avid Ice Cube fan. I love Ice Cube. So that was just like bucket list. Meeting Ice Cube. For what he stands for. I mean, amazing brother. I didn't have an opportunity to go to California. With the Roots, and the first place I said I wanted to go to Compton. People say, like, you crazy. Like, you want to go to Compton? Yes, I want to go to Compton. Like, I don't care. Like, I love NWA.
South Philly.
I love the music. Listen, dude, I'm from South Philly.
Right.
I want to go to Compton. So the first thing I did, I went to Compton. I went to Watts. All is through cutting hair. Cutting hair is powerful. And I said, I want that picture. I want that picture in front of the Compton sign. And I sure do. I have that picture in front of the Compton sign. Sort of like when NWA did back in, 88, 89, their pictures. I wanted to moralize that. I wanted to do that. And I did that. I had the picture hanging up in my barbershop. So, people always say, yo, you went to Compton? Yeah, I went to Compton.
I don't know if you remember, but I was, Pusha T.
Oh, yeah,
I was on that bus stop. So to promote Barbershop 3, Ice Cube and Deion Cole went on a tour, and they literally brought the barbershop to like every city. I was on the bus in Philly, and I hosted it. I don't know if you remember, but it was
I remember you there, man. I remember you there.
I had never seen like someone make a bus into a barbershop.
Yes, one of my friends, good friends, Morono down in DC. He's a barber, and he has like a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter. Like 2 of them just decked out like a barbershop.
So let's talk about the business aspect of being a barber. Like, what's been some of the challenges as an entrepreneur? Have you had to we saw with Megan and Dance Fit, she has to do some other things outside of, provide classes to keep the business going. What does that look like in the hair cutting world?
Some of the challenges is just getting, good, good guys, good women, to cut hair. I call that structure, good structure in the barbershop, good people, good karma, just good characters, will make a great barbershop, not let alone great skilled barbers. I have been blessed through the years to have great skilled barbers that work with me. I don't never consider nobody working for me. We work together. You don't work for me, so don't get that messed up. You work together. We're gonna help each other. And I had some great barbers to work, so I always stayed afloat. Even through the COVID, we stayed afloat. We were open. We were doing house calls. People trusted us. My barbershop, and I've been there for 23 years, so everybody knew us, knew me. They took care of us, and so go ahead.
I have a trend question, right? So in Philly, it's very trendy to put the chalk, line.
No.
That's
new. That's new.
Right. I said it's trendy, right?
And like I said,
So how do you deal? 80s, like, do you hop 80s, on the trends? Is it,
you can, but not really. but barbering, has always been preferably in Philadelphia. Even from Teddy Pendergrass days, Teddy was always well groomed, always had his beard. Clothing, fast forward 90s, 80s, 90s, same thing with Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, EST, Hilltop, haircuts, clothing, it always been phenomenal, even to the roots, 90s and 2000s, always been just trendy. So the chalk line is something new. Before it was just the ash line. You take like the razor and the epidermis and the skin be dried and you kind of trace your shape up. So then they come out with the white pencil. So now they trace the shape up. Just something trendy, just like the younger generation love that. Like my kids at I am a barber instructor at Dobbins, Morrell Dobbins at 22nd
Oh,
Week.
in Dobbins. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, me and my partner, Miss Angie, we run the barber program down there. So
That's
a lot of the young men that, attend our school, they're like 15, 16 years old. So, they come in with the with the
line.
chalk line. So I'm telling them like, we did that a long time ago, but it wasn't with the chalk line. It was pretty much like with the razor and just scratching, taking the epidermis of the skin and creating your line with the razor.
Yeah. So I have to imagine you have to always be adapting to what's going on in the hair, world.
I mean, if you want to stay up on your game, you always got to be innovative. Like I said, Philadelphia has always been innovative with barbering. My mentor, Jazz, is coined with the box haircut.
Yeah.
This is the 80s. He had a brother named Caesar. He was a dancer. And he would go to New York to dance. They do dance offs in the 70s and 80s. He'll come back, tell his brother Jazz he's seen these haircuts.
Yeah.
So Jazz recreated these haircuts in his basement, his mother's basement, Miss Lucille and Mr. Walt's basement. See, they're my kids right there, though.
Dobbins?
Yeah, that's Dobbins right there.
Yeah.
Any of you guys are always pretty much very much welcome to come down Dobbins. Dobbins has a great CTE program, career training education. We have about 11 shops inside of our building. Dobbins is legendary as far as like the cosmetology program.
Yeah, I know.
Barbering.
And also music and the art. Yeah.
We have culinary. We have a great kitchen for culinary. The food is amazing. We have some great chefs. We have biotech. We have building service, maintenance. We have some great programs down there. Fashion too. So, we're just featured on CBS 3. We had a great story. They came to our school and interviewed us. It was very, 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 very great. And we had some good traction online about the videos. And also, I work with, I have a partnership with the Gillette Razors, which is one of my greatest partnerships that I have. Really, really good people up there. They just donated $5,000 to Temple University Athletics for mental health awareness.
Oh,
called
yeah.
November. And, I presented a check. That's Mr. Arthur Johnson, the AD at Temple. Really, really nice man. That's one of my partners from Gillette, and that's my friend from the school district of Philadelphia, Mr. Kia Coster.
Wow. Well, you're amazing, Fahim. I could talk to you forever.
Yeah, but you gotta cut me off. Gotta go pay the bills. I understand.
I know. I'm sorry. I just want to dig into your mind.
I mean, you can always
the barber and the hairdresser is like the holy grail.
We can always chat offline. I'm not hard to find. I mean, feel free. I would love to have you come down to Morrell Dobbins.
You gonna shake me up?
No, not even shape you up. I wanted you to come talk with the young ladies, come talk with the young men about a career in broadcasting. They need to hear this from other people.
I've been to Dobbins a couple of times to speak to those kids. Yeah.
It's a great school. Dobbins is a great school for the minorities in Philadelphia. I mean, just the CTE education is amazing. I mean, you can graduate from Dobbins with a license in barbering, a license in cosmetology, certificate in biotech, and like I tell the kids, y'all ahead of the game. Y'all ahead of the game with a high school diploma and a professional barber license. Like, you coming out, if you're in a good situation, you can make more than a doctor, honestly. $30,000-$40,000, a year.
Incredible. Fahim, thank you. I'm gonna bring back Megan.
Okay.
And it's kind of hard to do all of this in the allotted time, But I want to take these last couple of minutes to really focus on driving Black business. What advice do you have real quickly to anyone that is trying to start their business or in business right now? What advice do you give to everyone?
You want to go? You can go if you want.
Sure. Well, I thought about this, and I think my entry point is a little bit different. So I think that's what I'll offer. Possibly consider purchasing a functioning business, something that has a footprint that you could step into and make your own and push. Maybe starting from scratch feels unobtainable. As oftentimes we're starting from scratch feels exactly right. I've started from scratch on all kinds of things. But my way into this particular environment was about inheritance. I got to inherit from another Black woman owner of a business, a desire for inclusivity, a space, the clientele, a reputation, and I'm able to take that and build and grow it. So yeah, consider buying something that is looking to change hands.
Okay. Fahim?
Oh, I mean, myself personally, something I would tell an up and coming barber: align yourself with greatness, someone that's great, because you're going to be great, at some point, during your career. You want to soak up as much as you can, because like I always tell people, when my day is done and over and I return to God, I want to leave something here for anybody to grab, anybody to build on. And I tell, young barbers that build something solid, because you got to leave it behind, a bridge so that somebody can constantly cross, that's not burnt down.
Thank you so much, guys, for your story and your advice. Please support these businesses. Black businesses can't continue to thrive if we're not supporting our own people, Black and brown businesses. So check out Fahim's Hands of Precision and Dance Fit X. Thank you, Megan and Fahim. And thank you to Nissan. Go ahead.
Just one thing. Thank you, Nissan. I'd appreciate you, for allowing, us to, share your space and your platform. And Nissan is one of my favorite cars. So shout out.
Everybody got a Nissan out here. Don't forget, they do have a sale going on. So you can go to your local Nissan, or you can go to the website nissanusa.com. I'm Mina SayWhat. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Mina.
Driving Black Business virtual event powered by Nissan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.